In this tutorial, we're going to learn how to create an Android application using Actionscript, and we're actually going to get into the Actionscript language. So begin by starting a Flash document, an Actionscript 3 document. And because we're doing this for an Android phone, you're going to choose an appropriate size. We're going to go 400 by 800. Now, I'm going to use the animator screen set, by the way. So if you have the classic screen set or something like that, you might want to change it to the animator screen set so that yours looks like mine. And by the way, if you aren't seeing the properties window, then you can go to the window menu and select properties, and that'll pop up there. But I'm just clicking on the stage here in this general area, and then I can see the properties. And I'm going to set the stage width to 400, stage height to 800, and I'm going to change the frames per second to 10 just to make things a little bit easier to manage. I'm going to go to the zoom level of just fit in window. Okay, so that's kind of like an Android phone might look like. Okay, now I'm going to delve into some Actionscript here. And by the way, I have my Actions window docked over here as I have my code snippets window docked. So you'll want to go to the window menu if you don't have these out and get the code snippets, get the actions, and you want to grab the code snippets. And I like to dock it over to the left or to the right of the stage. Here I have my actions. I'm going to dock that over on top. I kind of just like my code snippets there, my Actionscript there. It just makes it simpler. So go ahead and pause the video for a second and get yours to look like mine. Okay, so we're going to go on now. So I have my Actionscript open just by clicking that, and you'll see that I have, line 1 of code waiting to go, and I can get the various different line numbers. I'll just put this on line 2 here, and the first thing we're going to learn is to set a variable. Okay, so Actionscript is a object-oriented language, which means that well, it's a lot like many other languages that you'll use in web, like JavaScript, like PHP, and even things like C and C++ that you would use in programming for computers. So it's definitely worth knowing. The first command that we're going to learn is how to set a variable, and that is simply var. And the way the structure is set up, the first word you type is your command, and then generally you might have some parameters in parentheses that you would define, and then after that you might have various other commands in brackets that go along with the first one, and inside to end the command you have a semicolon. So the semicolon ends every line of code. So in this case, though, the variable doesn't have any parameters. It's just we're defining the variable, so there's no need for parentheses or brackets right now. I'm just going to say this variable is called something, and it equals some value. So this is just, it has a name. Okay, and whenever I say that name, what I'm really saying is whatever this is. Okay, So this value can be a word, it can be a sentence, it can be a number, it can be several different things. In this case, I'm going to say the variable is called student, and the value is my name. And notice that I put it in quotes to signify that this is a word. Okay, so you can put your own name in quotes after the equal sign, and then have a semicolon there. Let's go to another line. So the next thing we're going to learn is called trace. And trace then has parameters that you'd set there. And then we'd end the line in the command with a semicolon. Okay, so it turns out that what trace does is it prints to the output of Actionscript whatever you put inside those brackets. Now I could put, you know, something that's just like some words that I want it to print, but in this case I'm going to put student. Okay, so what do you think it's going to output? Well, let's take a look at that. I'm going to now do a command enter to do a preview. Okay, and it jumped up pretty quick, but you'll notice that the output is clay. Okay, so again, I had it print the variable student, and the variable student equals clay. Okay, so that's your first lesson. Make sure that you've been able to reproduce what I've just done, and then we'll go on to the next video.